She was 19 when they burned her alive. The tragic story of Joan of Arc. France was dying. For nearly 100 years, England and France had been locked in brutal war. Villages burned, crops destroyed, hope fading. In a small village called Domrémy, a peasant girl watched her country collapse. Her name was Joan. She couldn't read, she couldn't write. She had never held a sword, and yet at 13 years old, she claimed something impossible. She said she could hear voices, not whispers of madness, voices of saints, voices of angels, voices telling her one thing: France must be saved, and you will save it. Imagine being a teenage girl and believing God chose you to lead an army. At first, she told no one. Who would believe her? But the voices persisted, stronger, urgent. France's rightful king, Charles, had not even been crowned. English forces were crushing the country. The city of Orléans was under siege. And Joan became convinced. She had been sent to change the course of history. So at 16, she left home. She cut her hair, dressed like a man, and traveled across dangerous war territory to meet the future king. When she arrived at court, they tried to mock her. Charles hid among his nobles to test her. But Joan walked directly to him and bowed. Some say she recognized him without ever seeing his face. Others say she told him secrets only God could know. Whatever happened in that room changed everything. Charles gave her armor, an army, and at 17 years old, Joan of Arc rode to war. She didn't fight like a typical soldier. She carried a banner instead of a sword. She prayed before battle. She inspired men twice her age to follow her into fire. At the siege of Orléans, French morale was broken. Within days of her arrival, everything shifted. She was wounded by an arrow. Most would have retreated. She returned to the battlefield the same day, and against all expectations, France won. It wasn't just a victory, it was a miracle. Soldiers believed she was sent by God. Villagers called her the Maid of Orléans. Under her leadership, France won battle after battle, and Charles was finally crowned King of France. She had done it. A peasant girl had changed a nation. But power is fragile, and politics are cruel. In 1430, Joan was captured, not by the English directly, but by Burgundians, French allies who sold her to the enemy. The king she helped crown did nothing. She was abandoned. At her trial, she stood alone. They accused her of heresy, of witchcraft, of dressing like a man. For months, they tried to break her. She was 19, no army, no king, no protection, just faith. In the end, they sentenced her to death. On May 30th, 1431, Joan of Arc was tied to a stake. The crowd gathered, some crying, some mocking. As the flames rose, she asked for a cross. She forgave her executioners, and as fire consumed her, witnesses said she cried out the name of Jesus. She died believing she had done God's will. Years later, a retrial declared her innocent. Centuries later, she was declared a saint. But in that moment, she was just a teenage girl, burning. Joan of Arc was not powerful because she was fearless. She was powerful because she acted despite fear. She was not royalty. She was not trained. She was not chosen by men. She believed she was chosen by something greater. And sometimes, that belief is enough to change the world.
Before you go, there's something most people never realize about history. The story you just watched, it's only one piece of a much bigger puzzle. Somewhere on this channel, there's another forgotten hero, another hidden war, another secret waiting to be uncovered. If this story pulled you in, the next one will go even deeper. Click one of the videos on your screen now and keep uncovering the past, because here, the truth is never finished.